So yesterday we covered exactly how it's come to pass in the ACT and the Northern Territory that we're banned from being able to legislate for voluntary assisted dying. But that's not to say that there haven't been quite a few attempts over the years to try to get this changed, including from ACT Senator Katie Gallagher and House of Representatives member Andrew Leigh. But the best chance that came about was in 2018, when David Leyonhjelm had introduced a bill to repeal those clauses. And not only that, the really key thing that happened is that the Senate had also agreed to bring it on for debate. So plenty of other times in the past, people had brought in or introduced bills to try to get it repealed. But in 2018, the Senate also agreed to allow senators the time to debate it and vote on it. And if they voted to repeal those clauses, then it would have been sent to the House of Representatives for them to also have a vote on it. And if the House of Representatives had also agreed to repeal it, then those clauses would have been repealed. But here's what happened. On the 14th of August, when it came on for debate, Canberrans and a range of politicians, including me, gathered on the lawns of federal parliament to plead with the senators to make the change for us. We took out ads in national newspapers just to remind federal parliamentarians exactly what was at stake here and why this mattered to us so much. In the days leading up to it, I'd done a series of interviews with our local and our federal politicians too.
It's pretty absurd to me that people who live in Queanbeyan, 15 minutes away from where we are now, can have this issue debated in their state parliament, and because we're a territory, we can't. That needs to change, and it's about making sure all Australians are equal.
It's pretty clear that the people of the ACT shouldn't have a right that constituents in the states almost take for granted, and that's to determine their destiny in relation to a matter that traditionally states and territories have responsibility for. If we took the same approach in relation to health and education, we may as well not have our own elected assembly.
Debate continued all through Tuesday and into Wednesday, and then suddenly on Wednesday evening it came to a vote. And I watched it in horror. And this is how they voted. That's it. That's how close it was. 34 ayes and 36 noes. Just 2 senators needed to change their minds and it would have passed the Senate. So because it didn't pass the Senate, that meant it was done. It didn't even get to the House of Representatives. The issue was over, and it hasn't been debated since. But we didn't take it lying down. The very next day, the ACT passed its first ever remonstrance motion. And to remonstrate another parliament is basically to damn it, to express its sincere and severe disappointment in what another parliament has done. And that's exactly what we did.
The grievance, Madam Assistant Speaker, on behalf of the Legislative Assembly for the Australian Capital Territory to the Senate would be as follows. That the Federal Parliament should never determine the rights of Australian citizens based on their postcodes.
Madam Speaker, 34 to 36. Few votes in it. I'm devastated for Canberra citizens who are sick of being treated as second class. And I'm devastated for all the people who are genuinely suffering and their families. I'm devastated for all those who want to have choice and control throughout their lives, including for some, the most important part of their lives, the end of their lives. Since then, Western Australia has passed legislation allowing for voluntary assisted dying, and in just a few weeks, Tasmania looks like it'll be considering its own legislation. But here in the ACT and in the Northern Territory, The federal parliament still bans us. It is such a simple fix to change it, but they let it persist. And I know it can feel helpless that basically our destiny is in the hands, particularly of all of these federal parliamentarians, largely of whom come from the states. But it does matter. It matters to us, and we can make it matter to them. Please sign the petition. Please write and call to MPs right across Australia, senators right across Australia, and remind them that this is in their hands. They can do something about it and restore the rights on something so important to so many. Please help.